Really remember something long-term, you actually have to let yourself almost forget it first.
And the principle behind this is called spaced repetition. Here's the deal. Your brain is naturally lazy. It's designed to forget things that it doesn't think are critical for survival. Spaced repetition is how you interrupt that forgetting process. It's like tapping your brain on the shoulder right when it's about to toss a memory away and saying, nope, keep this one, it's important.
And if you need proof, just look at this. This is called the forgetting curve. It's what happens to your brain without a strategy. Within a single day, you lose half of what you just learned. After a week, 80% is gone. This is exactly why cramming for a test is such a disaster. Sure, you might pass, but a month later, that knowledge has vanished.
So the solution is to review things at specific, spaced-out intervals. You hit the new stuff after a day, then again after 3 days, then a week, and so on, with the gaps getting bigger each time. Every time you do this, you flatten that forgetting curve. You're basically locking it into your long-term memory. And by the way, there are amazing apps like Anki that do all this scheduling for you automatically.
Okay, let's fire through the final 2 hacks. Think of these as the advanced moves that really complete the system and separate the pros from the amateurs. Hack number 3 is interleaving. Now, what most of us were taught is to block study. 2 hours of just math, then 2 hours of just history. Interleaving says, nope, do the opposite. Mix it all up in one session. Do a math problem, then a quick history review, then a physics problem. It feels way messier, maybe even harder, but trust me, that's why it works.
So why does this chaos actually work? Well, because every time you switch subjects, you force your brain to load a different set of rules and problem-solving strategies. You can't just go on autopilot. You have to actively decide which tool to use for the job. It's the difference between a batting cage that only throws fastballs and facing a real pitcher who's going to mix it up with curveballs and changeups. And finally, my personal favorite, the Feynman technique, named after Richard Feynman, a Nobel Prize-winning physicist and just an all-around genius. The idea is incredibly simple. If you can't explain a concept to a child, you don't really understand it yourself.
Here's how it works. You pick a topic, and you pretend you're teaching it to someone who knows nothing about it. Use simple language, simple analogies. The moment you stumble or the moment you have to use a complicated piece of jargon, bam, you've just found a gap in your knowledge. You've found the exact spot where you're fuzzy. So you go back to your textbook, you fill that gap, and you try explaining it again until it's perfectly clear. It is the ultimate test of whether you actually know something.
So, there you have it, 4 illegal study hacks. Now, let's bring it all home and put it together into your brand new study playbook.
Think of it like this, a complete system. Active recall is for getting the information into your head in the first place. Spaced repetition is for making sure it stays there for good. Interleaving builds